In this video, we're gonna be breaking down a recent real estate lifestyle reel that I shot and how you can start incorporating these into your business and make you and your clients possibly stand out from everyone else. So let's get into it right now. So first off, let's kind of chat briefly about what this is. This is basically a vertically shot real estate video with some lifestyle elements incorporated into it. And in my opinion, makes them a lot more interesting. And I thought this would be a relevant video to make because if you're regular viewers of my channel, you know that sometimes I showcase these upscale, luxury, short film style videos that we produce for these really high-end properties. And this is basically the same thing, but on a much more minimal and smaller scale and much easier to do. And my good friend Taylor Brown, who also has an awesome photo video channel, was in town where he not only captured some awesome b-roll of this project, but we shot a really cool production for my business that I can't wait to showcase and share in the near future. Okay, and briefly, let's talk about the gear. I shot this with my real estate video setup, my Canon R6 Mark II, the 15-35 RF lens, the DJI RS3 Mini gimbal, a few drone shots with the Mavic Air 2, and either a CPL or variable ND filter by Moment. And if you're interested in all the gear that I use, you can check it out below as well. Now there's a few additions on this shoot that I use that are definitely worth mentioning. First one being this new extension arm that I got from Small Rig. So Small Rig was so kind to send me a couple of upgrades for my RS3 gimbal that I really want to showcase. This video isn't sponsored by them. These are my real world thoughts and experience after using this for the shoot. And first off is this extension adjustable arm that you can add onto your gimbal. I never realized how much more comfortable this is versus this, especially because the RS3 Mini is already such a small gimbal, which if you're more interested, I did a full review on this, but this part right here, especially like in the tripod arms, like if you have big hands, it's gonna be really uncomfortable. So that's where this comes into play. And this feels a lot more natural, especially the fact that it's fully adjustable is really handy. So you could actually use it like this, which, wow, I need to try that. But I've been using it like this. Plus now having an extra mount here, like if you use a microphone or a monitor, you're ready to go. And I realized that this is so much more comfortable to shoot just for regular shooting and especially low angles because you can, again, adjust this arm completely, hold the gimbal like this, even if you're not shooting, you know, usually you have to walk around, look for your shots, holding the gimbal like this. Now you can do it like this, and you can get really low shots to the ground because you can hold it like this or with one arm. So it's just definitely an upgrade that I wish I had on my old gimbal because on my Ronin S, I had the one that attached to the bottom and then came up here. I just felt like it was pretty unstable. This keeps the weight where it should be, so I think this works better. The second thing that they sent me that I'm probably more excited on, honestly, is this mount right here. This is an Arca Swiss quick mount release plate that is a game changer because on my tripod, I use a Manfrotto tripod that has a regular mount. So the problem is whenever I'm doing the photography and I'm done, I gotta switch that mount off and then put the DJI mount, and it just adds more to the shoot, adding more time, especially if you have to switch back and forth. Like if you're doing twilight sunset shots of a home and you're doing photo video going back and forth, you can't just easily do that. It takes time away. And so now being able to use the same mount from my tripod on here is super handy because it speeds up the workflow. I don't have to think about it, just take it off the tripod, put it on here. It's usually already balanced and ready to go. And along with that, they also sent me an extended arm. That means you can just hold bigger setups on here. All of these additions have been great. I haven't even had to use that one yet because my rig fits fine, but the mounting plate, quick release mount, and the extension arm makes shooting a lot easier. And especially shooting this reel, it just made it, I feel like, a lot smoother in my opinion. So if you use the RS3 Mini gimbal or any other DJI gimbal, definitely recommend checking out one of these adjustable arms and this quick release plate by Small Rig. Linked below. So next, let's jump to shooting the real estate shots. So I have another video where I fully go in depth on shooting vertical real estate videos, but I'll definitely mention my thoughts on what went into this video in particular. For these short form real estate styled videos, you don't want to showcase the whole home. It's basically just highlights of the best features of it. That way, if someone's viewing that video is interested in it, they'll go connect with the agent and then check out the listing on MLS. So because it is a highlight reel, I try and make the shots as interesting as they can be. So that way, just any viewer viewing it online is just going to be really engaged with how it's being showcased. And some of the things that I do is using composition and foreground to just reveal the subject of that clip, use speed ramps to just get to the point of the shot faster, and tighter shots to change it up. So in this case, I did a couple of drone shots, the exterior, the entryway, the kitchen, which was the biggest thing we wanted to highlight, the living room, the little lifestyle section that we did, I think the primary, and that was pretty much it. And now using the R6 Mark II, I could shoot the whole thing in 4K 60 with zero overheating and this Texas 100-degree weather, which was really really nice, because that way I just have all the flexibility in editing to speed up clips, slow them down, just really nail it how I want to. And that's where the RS3 Mini comes into play, because you can natively mount your camera vertically or horizontally. So no extra additions. RS3 Mini can do your regular real estate videos, and then you simply remove one arm and now you can mount it vertically. So that's really handy. So now let's talk about shooting the actual lifestyle elements. It's honestly not that hard whatsoever. When it comes to these lifestyle videos, people might get overwhelmed and you might start to overthink it, but honestly, the simpler it is, the better. And if your realtor doesn't have a specific idea they want to do, but they're trying to incorporate some lifestyle shots, or you're wanting to incorporate some, just think about it this way. What can you actually do at this property that is worth showcasing? So in this case, this property wasn't even like that grand to begin with, but the kitchen is something that was super special about it. Really big open layout, nice and white, looked really clean, and so we kind of based it around that. But in other properties, it can be as simple as your agent opening doors, walking through the property, showcasing kitchen upgrades, living upgrades, things that make that property special, whether it has a nice pool, a big yard. Any of that stuff would work perfectly fine. So in this case, the agent actually had a specific idea of bringing in some flowers, walking in through the home and setting them in the kitchen, and then using a cutting board to cut up some lemons and make some lemon water and showcase it in the shot afterwards. And I was like, hey, that sounds great, let's roll with it. So all we simply did was chat about it for 5 minutes, kind of like, hey, let's do this shot first, we're gonna do it a couple times, then move into this one and go from there. And definitely having a bit of a plan, whether it's coming up with it on the spot, just makes your agent feel more at ease, is what I found. And so here's how I approach each scene, and something that's really easy to do but will basically have you covered for whatever you're doing. I do each scene, each shot at least 2 to 3 times, and every time that I do it, I change up the perspective, use a different focal length, maybe pan differently, just anything else, so when it comes to editing, I have multiple options to work with. So the first shot where she came in the door, coming down the entry into the kitchen, we did the first one at 15 mil, the second one at 24, and then the third one I did at 35 mil, but just looking differently. That way I could just pick the best shot in editing, or cut them up and mix them up in there, just having more options. So same thing for the next scene. Once she was actually in the kitchen, getting the flowers out or getting ready to cut the lemons, I just quickly did it a couple times to have a variety of options. And just being able to mix up those different shots in the edit, I think made it really interesting. And then after the lifestyle cut was done, I went back to showcasing the kitchen shots, so it blends in and you can show the rest of the home. And in this case, I was honestly really lucky, because this agent in particular is one that I've done lifestyle luxury real estate videos for, some really cool short films that I've showcased on this channel. So she is very creative herself, but with other agents that I've worked with, I've simply done really easy things like, hey, can you open the door for me? And I'll go right through into the backyard, or I'll go right into the home, or turn on the faucet for me, or just kind of be looking out the window, or whatever is special about that property. It's really easy and adds a lot to the videos, in my opinion. In this case, we just happen to have a whole little mini segment, mini story that just worked out. So lastly, you might be thinking like, why add lifestyle elements, or what's the point of these? And honestly, I think just adding in some lifestyle elements, some real human interaction or experience into these videos, just makes it more relatable to the viewer or potential buyer that's seeing this video. It will also add more production to your videos, make them more creative, and then honestly make you stand out from other real estate videographers, because they might not be doing these types of shots, and let alone even making short form real estate videos. And it could also bring you more clients, because when that agent posts that video and someone else sees it and thinks it's really creative, they're gonna be like, hey, who shot that video? That looks really creative and fresh, and I haven't seen that done. I wanna reach out to them, and now you have a new potential client. And lastly, it's just so much more fun to shoot and edit these types of videos. It might just be more of a preference for me, but you know, my love for cinematography, short films, and creating cinematic visuals and storytelling is just something that I love and aspire, and always want to add that into my work, even if it is real estate. So if I were you and you were trying to start doing these types of videos, I would just do them free of charge at my next fancy luxury-ish listing that I do, because that way you can just tell your agent, hey, let's try and do a little short form video with some lifestyle shots and see what we get. And you know, don't charge them for it, so there's no expectation, but then do that 1 or 2 times. Now you have something to showcase for other people, and you can easily add that on as a separate service add-on or anything else for your agents when they book a shoot. And don't think that you also have to have the best of the best gear for this stuff. You can easily get started by just simply doing these with your phone and a mobile gimbal. And honestly, I'm really excited on these new short form real estate based videos. So not this one in particular, but I do want to mention this other thing that I'll probably make a video on. I had a client reach out that needed a quick video announcement where they were having an event, and we did a super quick video, really simple, like run and gun, filming some talking scenes, some B-roll of what they were talking about, and a good closing. I've already had a handful of potential clients reach out about short form, high quality real estate video marketing stuff. And so I honestly think I'm wanting to do more of those, like even implement some monthly plans or something like that for these agents to do reoccurring short form videos, and we'll see how it goes and see if these go anywhere. But yeah, honestly, I've been enjoying making these, and that's why I want to make a video about it and hope you can get some value out of it too. And if you missed the last video, I started my own community where I want to help you grow your photo video business. Check that out in the link below. So that's it for this video. Leave a like if you enjoyed, comment down your thoughts, subscribe if you haven't already. I would love for you guys to be part of the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. All right, guys, see ya.